And welcome back again to the Big House Fairgrounds in Oklahoma City as we get ready for our third game of the day. It'll be a 2A girls semifinal matchup, and a good one at that, as we have number one and unbeaten Northeast 28-0 taking on the Fairview Lady Jackets. They come in with a record of 25-4. And they were the champions last year as they beat Northeast in that championship final by a score of 38-36. Once again, let's send it to our PA announcer, Steve Daniels.
Coaches, the fans, and players, congratulations. It is semifinal Friday, and you have made it to the Big House. This game, 2A girls semifinal between the Northeast Lady Vikings with a record of 28-0. The Fairview Lady Jackets with a mark of 25-4. Let's meet our starters. First for the Lady Jackets, 5'9" sophomore, number 13, Baylor Reese. 5'6" senior, number 14, Peyton Van Meter. 5'5" senior, number 15, Emily Martin. A 6' senior, number 25, Olivia Mason. And a 6' sophomore, number 30, Sadie Mason. Head coach is Mike Martin. Now let's meet the Lady Vikings of Northeast. 5'7" junior, number 1, Lanicia Williams. 5'5" senior, number 10, Tiana Edwards. 5'7" senior, number 11, Danielle Gaddis. A 5'4" senior, number 15, Latia Robertson. A 5'6" senior, number 24, Jaylyn Coleman. Head coach is Wandero Perry.
So there you have the starting lineups, and now to tell us more about these two ball clubs, my partner Josh Helmer.
Steve, of course, you mentioned Northeast comes in with a perfect 28-0 mark, 9th appearance in the state tournament. They won the state title back in 1979, and of course, as you mentioned, runner-up a season ago to Fairview. Had that game, almost won, but left the door open. Fairview ultimately came away the 38-36 winner for Fairview, 25-4 on the season. They're ranked number 3. Their road to state involved a win over Minco, win over Snyder, win over Cordell, a loss to Dale, 54-51, and then they turn around and beat Cordell a second time to make the state tournament. This is their 13th appearance, 14-9 overall, 3rd consecutive, and of course, state champions from a season ago.
All right, Northeast in the white, Fairview in their bright orange on this semifinal Friday. Northeast, we checked their roster. Number 15 is Latia Robertson, and we've got a whistle and a foul on the floor. And I believe it's going to be on number 1, Lanicia Williams. Just underway, game 3 of the day, 2A girls semifinal matchup. The winner goes on to the state championship game tomorrow. Fairview with the basketball. Number 25 is Olivia Mason. She was the star on that team last year. Dumps it down low. Number 30, sister Sadie Mason. And kick it out top. 3-ball in the air. In and out. No good. Shot by Peyton Van Meter. And back come the Lady Vikings. Not much size, but they are probably the quickest team that you're going to see in girls basketball at any level. Here's a shot for 3 that rolls off no good. Loose basketball recovered there by Williams.
I'm digging these Northeast shoes that they're sporting out there.
Pretty sweet, huh?
Yeah, I like them. I'm a fan.
Pass is tipped and taken away by Van Meter. And they'll set it up and go to work on offense. Also on the floor, number 15 is Emily Martins. Told you about the Masons and Van Meter. Here's Olivia Mason with a jump shot, no good. Taken away by number 10, Tiona Edwards. As she drives in, a blocking foul. And Edwards, star on this team last year, leading scorer this year. She is the girl that makes things go. Tiona Edwards along with Lanicia Williams. Chanel Akins, number 33, who we'll also see, was injured for the first half of the season. She's back, and that certainly has helped. the presence in the post. First free throw is up, no good.
Man, Edwards took a lot of contact on that drive to the basket a moment ago. Good sign to see her get right back up and head to the free throw line, split the pair.
First points of the game go to Tiona Edwards. And it's 1-0 Northeast to get things going in this 2A girls semifinal matchup. Little 2-1-2 trap.
Love games like this, Steve. This is a little bit of a grudge match for Northeast. Lost that state title game a year ago, and of course, on the other end, Fairview. They don't want to surrender any state championships to Northeast. Triple reigns good.
Olivia Mason gets the lead for Fairview here in the early going as she knocks down the three. Edwards, Latia Robertson, Lanicia Williams from the corner. Her three is up and good.
Little answer triple right there for Williams.
Talked with head coach Londero Perry at the Midwest City Tournament earlier this year, and he talked about unfinished business. Mason pulls up. They'll let her shoot the three. Misses this one. Good job blocking out. That's going to be a foul called on Sadie Mason over the back.
Yeah, great fundamental basketball. Protect your space on the floor. Get that box out done, and good things always follow. Get the defensive board and personal foul against Fairview.
Edwards to Robertson. Williams in the corner, gives it back out top. Cross-court pass, Williams runs it down. Now they kick it to the corner, a little 15-footer on the way, up and good. Basket by Danielle Gaddis.
Yeah, pretty little jump shot right there, the baseline jumper, and she had space to work with. Good ball movement to find here unselfish basketball. Nets two more.
Early 6-3 lead for the Lady Vikings. Fairview goes into the post, shot up, no good. On the break, here comes Williams with Edwards trailing. Little pull-up from about 8 feet, up and good for two.
Yeah, nice decision for Williams. She could have kept driving in, but maybe draws a charge instead. Easy look at the bucket from about 8 feet away.
Winner of this game will take on either Dale or Colbert in the championship game tomorrow.
Figures to be a good contest. Steve, as we mentioned, Dale beat Fairview 54-51 in an area championship game.
And then you look at some of the other finalists that have already been determined. Deer Creek girls are in the finals. They'll play either Carl Albert or Shawnee in the championship game tomorrow in 5A girls action. And, of course, we've had the games that were played here already today with the Okima boys making it to the finals tomorrow to take on their opponent. That'll be a 9:15 game tomorrow evening. And then also Perkins getting through to the championship finals. They will take on either Sulphur or Lindsay in the championship tilt, and that is scheduled for 2 o'clock tomorrow. Fairview back with the basketball. Little pull-up shot from the right side, no good. One and done, back the other way. Edwards surveys the floor. Stops. Now a three on the way. Looks good, and it is good.
I think Northeast, as we said, had a little bit of unfinished business against Fairview. They've come out hot start shooting the basketball, and for Fairview, it's been not the start that they envisioned. Inside, charging foul called. That one going to go against number 30, Sadie Mason.
That'll be her second personal foul. 3:54 left to go, first quarter of play. Lady Vikings on top by 8. They have the basketball. Williams back out to Edwards. Kick it in the corner. Shot on the way. Up, no good. And the rebound secured there by Sadie Mason. This is Olivia Mason. Goes to the corner. Three ball for Fairview in the air and good.
There you go. Nice look from that corner. Emily Martins able to knock it down from distance.
11-6. 2 threes so far for Fairview. Nothing inside, even though they have a decided height advantage. Northeast with another three. That's no good. And a good job to tie it up, but it will belong to Fairview with 3:05 left to go first quarter.
Told you about Northeast lone state championship in 79. Didn't tell you that Fairview state champions in 67, 74, and of course last year.
What a shot by Tiona Edwards.
Yeah, nice little up and under for Edwards. Pretty off the glass.
13-6. Lady Vikings on top. Pass is deflected out of bounds. And it will still be Fairview basketball. Trailing by 7. They trailed throughout most of last year's championship game before coming back and taking it away from Northeast. Shot from the left elbow, up and good. Nice bucket there by number 13, Baylor Reese.
Yep, Reese, nice in-rhythm jumper. Gets this one back down to a 2-possession basketball game.
Northeast with the basketball in the corner. Edwards gets loose in the paint. Blocking foul going to be called against Fairview.
That was one of those pretty close calls, Steve, where it was kind of tough to tell if that was a blocking or a charging foul. This time, called a block.
And a hold called against Fairview. Holding foul. Coach says, what about the push to begin things? Fairview folks on our side here of the building not happy with the call, as you can tell.
Coach Barton better be careful. He's a couple steps out onto the floor. Don't want to pick up a technical here early in this one.
Northeast with the basketball, holding a 5-point lead. Here's a shot from the top of the circle, good for 3.
Wow, they are red hot to get this one going. Robertson now knocks down a shot from 3-point range, and that's a travel.
3 threes for Northeast, and they're all from different young ladies. Spreading the wealth, if you will. Lead at 16-8, and they get the ball back.
Sharing the basketball, spreading the wealth, and enjoying a 16-8 advantage.
Open for 3, another look, another basket. Jalen Coleman for 3, and it's 19-8, 11-point lead for Millwood.
Second three-pointer so far for Coleman.
Dump it down inside, shot up off the glass, no good. Whistle foul called against Northeast. I believe they're going to get Robertson.
Yeah, that's a good way to try and stop the bleeding if you're the Lady Jackets. Go inside, get Reese a look in close, draw a personal foul, get a trip to the free throw line.
First freebie on the way, up and good. Baylor Reese now has 3. We'll try to add to that. Gets them both. 19-10 our score. Drive, little floater, up and good. And Lanicia Williams has 7 here in the early going.
Yeah, everything working so far for the Lady Vikings. Just drive inside, nice little floater for 2 more.
Mason drives in, blocking foul called against Northeast.
How about this, Steve? 38-36 the score a season ago for the state championship. Northeast is well on the way to eclipsing what they had their scoring output for the state championship a season ago.
At the free throw line, Olivia Mason gets the first one to go. And will shoot a second. Got them both. Fairview, as a team, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Minute 10 left to go here in this first quarter of play. Another 3 ball in the air from Coleman. Bounces off, no good. Tipped out of bounds, it will be Fairview basketball.
In this minute and change left in this first quarter, chance for Fairview to get this one a little bit closer.
Middle of the floor. Now in the game is Abby Smith, a 5'5 sophomore for Fairview. Way outside, way downtown and good for Olivia Mason.
Wow, how about that for Mason? And very quickly, what was a double figures lead at 11 points for Northeast chopped right back down to just 6.
Final 25 seconds to go in this first quarter of play. High-scoring first quarter, 21-15 our score. Edwards in the lane, floats one up, no good. Tipped around and saved by Olivia Mason. 10 seconds left to go here in this first quarter of play. Dribbles all the way down the floor, tried to dump it to her sister. Out of bounds, and it will be Northeast basketball with 8 seconds left.
And Peyton Van Meter was just waving frantically. She was wide open on that left perimeter, but just didn't see her. And
shot at the buzzer on the way. And the quarter comes to a close. Northeast on top after 1 in this 2A girls semifinal matchup. They lead Fairview 21-15. Back live at the fairgrounds along with Josh Elmer, Steve Marshall, as we bring you the action on the Cox High School Hub. Game 3 of 8 today. And right now, Northeast Lady Vikings on top of Fairview after 1 quarter of play, lead at 21-15. You made a comment during the break, Josh, about maybe Fairview has weathered the storm.
Yeah, I mean, you're down just 21-15. They were down 11 points, and let's be honest here, Northeast has shot the lights out of the basketball. So I think if you're Coach Barton, you really can't be too upset. Now, Fairview was not great defensively, but they have a chance to correct that, and they did that toward the tail end of that first quarter. Finally got some shots to start falling, feel a little bit better about themselves, and you have to figure it's the law of averages, Steve, is what you hear basketball coaches always refer to. Northeast came out red hot, but that's not likely to continue for the entirety of this basketball game.
6-point lead for the Lady Vikings. They have the basketball. Edwards, who is probably their leading scorer, only 3 in that first quarter play. Jalen Coleman, number 24, hit a pair of threes, and Lanicia Williams had 7 to lead the way for Northeast. Move the ball around the perimeter, now lose it. Taken away by Fairview. Get it into the front court in the hands of number 12, Carly Boyer, who is checked in.
All things considered, Fairview's done a pretty good job handling the pressure that the Lady Vikings have tried to throw their way.
Entry pass, stepping in and taking that away was Danielle Gaddis. Edwards sets it up on the left side. Chanel Akins ready to check in. First opportunity for Northeast. Here's a missed shot. Mason, what a steal by Edwards. Took it right away and bounced it off the foot of Fairview. Actually, it looked like as she tried that bounce pass, it went off the Fairview player and then off of her. But that was a cat-like steal, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
Out top, this is Robertson, just a freshman. Here's Edwards for a 3. Swish.
Shot actually inside the line, Steve. That 1 foot just hovering right in front of that 3-point line, so count it as a 2.
2 for Edwards, gives her 5. Back to an 8-point advantage for Northeast. Now they double up on the ball, tie it up. It'll still be Fairview basketball, but now the possession arrow will point in the direction for Northeast. I have to feel sorry for the officials because it seems every game There's one group of fans that just think they're not doing a very good job. And that's usually the team that's losing. I've noticed that
Interesting trend, huh?
Fairview has the basketball, trailing by 8. High post, Sadie Mason. Gets it back out to older sis, Olivia. With the high post. Nearly lost it. Turns, and now Van Meter will shoot a 3, and that skips off long, no good. Get the rebound, fire up another 3, no good. And it will still be Fairview basketball. 5:27 left to go here in the first half of play of this semifinal matchup. Number 1 and unbeaten Northeast on top of Fairview by 8.
Fairview could certainly use a bucket here. Got to capitalize when you get extra opportunities like to have this trip down the floor.
And a travel violation called. That's good defensive pressure there by Latia Robertson.
Yeah, that was good defense by Robertson. Came up and forced the miscue. Northeast has been pretty good defensively for the majority of this first half so far.
Get it into the high post. Danielle Gaddis is there. Triple teamed, and then a push foul. Nope.
It's going to be a foul away from the basketball. I believe that's on Chanel Akins.
Edwards goes flying. It's collision for loose ball near midcourt. And there's a steal for Edwards. Going to take it in. Left hand, lay it up. Left it up too strong. No good. Good defensive hustle there by number 25, Olivia Mason, to alter that shot.
Yeah, just got in there and was able to contest enough to force the miss.
Long 3 on the way. Fairview up and good. Olivia Mason has 3 threes and 11 points now.
So Mason does a great job not quitting on the play on one end, goes down to the other end, splashes home a triple to bring her team right back into a 2-possession basketball game.
Edwards to Williams. Inside to Akins, who powers up. Missed the shot. Good idea, just couldn't finish. Van Meter will pull up and shoot the 3 on the way. Off, no good. Out of bounds, it'll be Northeast basketball. Back and forth we go. 4:05 left to go here in the first half. 23-18, Northeast on top.
Pretty good open look for Van Meter, but that time, 3-point shot off the mark and out of bounds, no good, so we'll give it back to the Lady Vikings.
Fiona Edwards out on the wing now. Morgan Billingsley is checked in for Northeast. Edwards to Williams. Williams for a 3 from the corner is good, and Lanicia Williams into double figures.
That's a 3 for Lanicia.
And now Williams with a steal on the inbound. Wow.
Had the shot.
Has a walk.
Travel, yeah. Not sure why Williams gave the ball up when she was 5 feet from the basket.
She had a good look inside.
And Fairview wants to take a timeout. Coach wants to probably tell them to take a little bit better care of the basketball.
Sure. That was not what you want to see out of an inbound play there, but really credit Lanicia Williams. She came in there and just like a shark came in there to snatch that basketball away.
Like a shark, I like that. Tulsa Memorial, after 1 quarter of play in 5A boys basketball, 2-point lead over Lawton Mac, 18-6, the score from the Mabee Center in Tulsa. 3:37 left to go before halftime here. Fairview hit a 3 to take an early 3-1 lead. That's the only lead that they have had in the contest. Largest lead for Northeast when they were up 19-8 by 11 points. And Fairview is kind of hanging around exactly like they did last year and then delivered the knockout punch in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we'll see if the Yellow Jackets can dial up something positive offensively out of this timeout here. First things first, ladies, let's get the basketball inbounds, no turnovers. Pretty good, exciting action, though, here from the Big House. Both teams been shooting the basketball well from distance, and right now the difference is simply Lady Vikings a little bit better.
So far to this point they are by 8. Near steal by Edwards. Fairview fans really wanting a foul call.
Yeah.
Van Meter with the basketball. Outside, number 20 is Abby Smith. Back to Van Meter. Now Olivia Mason. She has 11 of the 18 points for Fairview. Good patience, turnaround. Sadie Mason's shot no good. And the rebound taken down by Morgan Billingsley. Gets it to Edwards, and she races back the other way, right down the middle of the floor. Dumps to Akins. Edwards, Williams. Baseline, drives, put it up too strong.
Big stretch of this basketball game right here, Steve, as we're under the 3-minute mark of this first half. Can Fairview inch a little closer, or will Northeast stretch that back out to double figures?
Van Meter for 3. Can't get it to go. Akins with the rebound. Gives it off to Edwards, and back they come the other way. .220 left to go. First time the Lady Vikings have slowed things down. Go more of a half-court set. Inside low to Billingsley. Outside, 3 ball on the way. Swish good by Morgan Billingsley.
It'll be fun to look at the first half stats because I'll tell you, they are definitely shooting above 50% from three-point range at this point in time.
That's their 5th of the half. Back to a 9 or an 11-point lead to match the biggest lead of the contest. There's a baseline shot that's up and good there by Baylor Reese.
Yeah, good answer by Reese. They needed that bucket in a big way here with just a little under 1:45 left to go until halftime. Don't want to see this deficit remain in double figures as we head to intermission if you're a Fairview Lady Jackets fan.
Minute 40 to play in this first half. A berth in the state championship final on the line here today.
Two teams, Steve, maybe would have played for the state title again this year if not for Fairview's setback to Dale, 54-51.
Tried to dump it inside to Gaddis. It was there. Gaddis really just couldn't hold on to it. Out of bounds and back over to the Lady Jackets. Trail by 9 and another steal. Williams. And turnover unforced there. Billingsley lost the handle. And it goes back over to Fairview.
Tell you what, though, this pressure is starting to turn into be pretty effective. And once again, Steve.
Get the steal. Not many second chance opportunities against this Fairview ball club. Pull-up jumper from just beyond the free throw line, no good. Loose basketball on the floor, and that'll be a travel.
Yep, got on the floor, kind of turned, slivered that basketball in her arms, and they're going to ticket you with a traveling violation every time. Do get the sense, though, that was a sped-up possession for Fairview, and it's not difficult to figure out why. It's that full-court pressure that Northeast is using right now that has created some turnovers, and Fairview needs to settle back down, get into their offense, and get some good open looks.
Edwards takes a seat on the bench with 40 seconds left to go here in the half. They like the position they're in. They're up by 9, but you can bet when they go in that locker room, whether it's a 9-point lead, more or less, they'll be reminded about what happened in the second half last year. 20 seconds left to go. Inside, Aiken open underneath. Left hand up and good for 2.
Great find. You think, hey, maybe we'll hold for the last shot, but if you've got a surefire 2-point bucket, you're going to take it every time.
10 seconds left. Fairview trying to hurry down the floor. Mason lost it. Tie basketball, and it will belong to Northeast with 4 seconds left to go before half.
See if they can't get a look here before this half expires and extend out their 11-point advantage. If they get a bucket here, it'd be their largest lead today.
Catch, Billingsley on the way, looks good. Ooh, boy, it was dead center, just a little short. And the first half comes to a close. A good one for the Northeast Lady Vikings, trying to get back to the state championship game as they lead last year's champions, Fairview, 31-20, our score at the break. Welcome back to the Fairgrounds in Oklahoma City. We are at the Big House, and we are at halftime, getting ready to start the second half here. 2A girls semifinal matchup. Northeast has the best of it so far. They lead at 31-20, and a look at the numbers. Here is Josh Elmer.
Well, I said that Northeast would definitely be shooting 50% from three. That last three-point shot that was missed at the buzzer burned me. They finished the half with a 6 for 13 mark from three, right at 46.2%. They're shooting from the field at a 48% clip. And how about this? 6 3-pointers made for Northeast, 4 for Fairview, but Fairview's only got 6 total field goals made, so Northeast has as many 3-point field goals made as Fairview has in its entirety of its offense, and they're also just shooting 6 for 17, 35.3% from the floor.
Back to the action, Fairview basketball, and again, remind folks that Northeast led Fairview at half last year of the state championship game. Londero Perry and Northeast girls would prefer not to experience that once again as we start the second half. Shot is up and good. Basket made by Baylor Reese.
Yeah, good start for Fairview. Get Reese a bucket, and most importantly, just get a nice start to the half and get this one back into single digits.
Northeast last year had that lead. Now they're trying to pull Fairview out of their zone. Leading it by 9.
Steve, you said it best in that first half. You know Coach Perry was harping at halftime, hey, this is the exact situation we were in a year ago. This time, let's get it done.
Number 15, Latia Robinson, runs the point. This is Jalen Coleman at a pair of threes in that first half. And a near steal. Williams able to get it on the run. Here's a shot that's up, no good. Whistling a foul underneath. That's going to be called against Fairview. And going to the free throw line will be Danielle Gaddis. At the free throw line, Gaddis gets them both. 33-22, the fourth time that they've had an 11-point advantage, the biggest of the game. Defensive pressure in the backcourt, long lead pass, and look at Tiona Edwards get down the floor. Great job by the Mason sisters inside, and that means that going to the free throw line will be Sadie Mason.
Yeah, Edwards about tracked that one down, but Fairview able to turn what was a near steal into a positive situation. Free throws right here.
I want to say hi to some 20 people that are watching the state championships from the state of New York right here on the Cox Hub.
How about that?
Oh, they're everywhere.
I told you, or you weren't here last night, but I told Greg from Arnett to Antarctica, folks watching. I don't know about the Antarctica thing, but it's possible.
It is possible. You never know. 9-point lead. 2 free throws made for Fairview. Just underway here in the second half. Fairview's only lead was at 3-1 early in the contest, obviously. Shot up, no good. Rebound taken away. And Fairview.
See if they can find a way to battle all the way back. They've, as you mentioned, been down by 11 on multiple occasions and had a couple pretty decent responses, but haven't been able to bring it all the way back. And that shot just a tantalizing one for the Fairview faithful. In and out.
Edwards down the floor for Northeast. And back the other way comes Fairview. Coach Londero Perry saying pressure, pressure, want pressure on the basketball. Pull-up jumper, left elbow, rolls off, no good. Rebound taken down by Edwards. Edwards finds the lane, drives in, puts it up. She'll get the and one opportunity. Smart play by Tiona Edwards.
Almost looked like she was about set to lose the handle on that basketball. Quick recovery, and one situation right here. And now a chance to, Steve, grab their largest lead of the day.
Edwards at the stripe, 7 points, but she does so many other things than just score. Gets the and one. And as Josh said, now the biggest lead of the afternoon, 36-24, 4:40 left to go, third quarter. And a turnover. Nope, it was deflected. And then she walks with the basketball.
No.
She didn't know it was deflected.
Yeah.
Thought it was going to be a turnover. She just picked it up and started walking back towards the official. That's unfortunate.
For anyone watching at home, that's a good example of playing to the whistle.
Yep.
Can't really fault her there. She certainly just expected it to be a backcourt violation, but just play it like there was no foul done.
I never saw the deflection, so I would have been in the same boat with her.
Me too.
12-point lead. 4:18 left to go. Edwards comes back out top to handle the basketball. And taken away. Tie ball. Millwood or Northeast will keep it. Northeast basketball, 3:56 left to go, third quarter. A berth in the state championship game tomorrow on the line. Edwards, jump pass to the wing. Entry pass, kick it to the corner. Good ball movement. Edwards open, gets the three ball, shot no good. And look at Lanicia Williams come from underneath and take it away on the offensive rebound.
Yeah, great job by Williams. And while Edwards' shot didn't fall, you see what ball movement can net you. That was a great look from three-point range. Just didn't drop that time.
And Williams goes back out top to Edwards. In the corner, Williams will shoot that three. Skips it off long, no good. Last touch by Fairview, and Northeast will keep it. Working some time off the clock in this possession, Josh, and a timeout called with 3:02 left to go here in the third quarter. Northeast leading it by 12.
Yeah, up a dozen, and like you said, time becoming more and more of a factor for Fairview. But they were in this situation a season ago. You would expect that Coach Barton, probably reminding them of that in the huddle over there. And they just got to make some defensive stops, get some things positive on the offensive end. They've been down 11, 12 points on multiple occasions this afternoon, and just got to keep hanging around and try and whittle this one back down a little bit and make it a game down the stretch.
Score has been 36-24 for over a minute and a half now. Neither team has scored, most of that because Northeast has been very patient and deliberate on offense. And it's Northeast basketball on the near side as Edwards will inbound. Williams, Edwards, Robertson, Gaddis, and number 24, Jalen Coleman on the floor right now for Northeast. Kick to the corner. Now to the baseline. In trouble on the baseline. Down low. Not going to get many points inside against Fairview.
Well, especially when they collapse it down like they did. I mean, they've been playing that zone all day long and able to just bring 4 bodies in.
Whistle and a foul going to be called on Northeast. Clock now at 2:28 left to go here in the third quarter. Again, we've had no points in over 2 minutes now. Jumper from 13, up and good.
Nice look, and pretty jumper to get it back to a 10-point margin.
13 points now for Olivia Mason. She leads the way for Fairview. Set play now is Coach Perry encouraging his young ladies to get moving on offense. Doesn't want them to try to slow things down and think they can hold on to the basketball for the rest of the game to win it. Nice little crossover by Edwards. Rolls off the front of the rim, no good.
Freed herself up with that nice crossover move, but that time just off the rim, no good, and a chance for Fairview to once again inch a little bit closer.
Shot for 3 from Mason, off no good.
That would have done the trick, but three-pointer off the mark and back down for Northeast.
Edwards with the dribble. Long 3 on the way. Air ball, but long enough that Northeast is able to get the rebound. Little pull-up by Edwards in the lane. That's going to bounce off no good.
Fairview, great job limiting points on some extra opportunities that the Lady Vikings have had here of late. Seems like Williams keeps coming up with offensive rebounds as that shot bounces around and in home for Baylor Reese.
36-28. Less than a minute left to go here in this third quarter. Those were the first points in almost 3 minutes. Edwards has it out top. On the wing, shot all the way up and skips off no good. Tipped around, but Fairview comes away with the basketball.
Yeah, great defensive board. That was a big-time rebound to possibly get him closer here heading into the fourth.
Mason to the corner, 3 on the way. That's off no good. They get the rebound back with 15 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Mason. Jump shot, left side, spins out, no good.
Everything but go down.
Tie basketball belongs to Fairview with 6 seconds left. Mason will inbound. See if they don't inbound, and then she runs to the corner to take the return pass or something like that. Instead, they just inbound, go up, miss the shot. 3 seconds left. Shot for 3, no good. Northeast rebounds, and that'll do it. We have finished 3 quarters in this 2A semifinal matchup. Fairview chips away, gets a little closer, but Northeast leads by 8 as we head to the fourth quarter live from the fairgrounds. Back live at the fairgrounds as we get ready for fourth quarter action coming up. This is eerily deja vu-ish for Northeast, having a lead going into the fourth quarter against Fairview. It happened on this floor 1 year ago tomorrow. where Northeast relinquished that lead and Fairview ended up with the gold ball. Today, only the championship berth is at hand here, but right now it's Northeast on top. They've led by as many as 12. Fairview had one lead early in the contest. Nice move to go inside, but a travel as Akins caught the pass and shuffled her feet, and that gives it over to Fairview.
Yeah, good call. And really probably a pretty good look offensively until Akins got those feet churning without putting the basketball down.
Fairview in the offensive end of the floor. And then a foul called on Northeast.
First personal foul, 13 foul.
Olivia Mason, 13 points to lead the way. Baylor Reese has 13 for Fairview. In the corner, Lady Jackets, and there's Edwards. Boy, she was just waiting for that. Left-hand layup, good for two.
Wow.
What was the whistle for?
It's an and one.
I didn't even see the foul.
Didn't look like
Much.
a whole heck of a lot of contact, but turn the basketball over like that and let your opponent get out on the break, and bad things typically happen. That was the case there. Man, Edwards just jumped the hot route.
And she gets the free throw to go, 39-28, so back to an 11-point lead. Yeah, she's one of those, like you said, jumping the route. She's just one of those just looking, watching the eyes, because she knows that she's quicker than anybody else on the floor.
Just lurking, waiting, and coming away with some big-time steals.
She goes to the bench right now to take a breather. Fairview with the basketball, trailing by 11. Mason lobs towards the middle. Aiken with a block. Another block. Third block. And out of bounds. It will be Fairview basketball. You ever seen 3 blocks in a row by the same person?
Not a whole bunch, I can certainly tell you that.
In a very short sequence. Chanel Aiken in the middle. Mason wants to shoot that 3, but Northeast defense hand in their face the entire time. Baseline, tough shot, off balance, got it to go.
Yeah, great two-person game right there from Emily Martins over to Sadie Mason. Got her a situation where she could go baseline and you get a pretty easy look at the cup.
Williams to Robertson. Nearly lost it. Gets it back to Lanicia Williams. Baseline to Akins, couldn't handle it. Ended up going off Mason. Teammate runs over number 15, Emily Martins, and practically put her hand over her mouth for fear of getting a technical foul.
It's a good teammate.
That's right. Nice pass on the inbound, up and good, and one coming.
Said it earlier today that it seems that the teams that are advancing in these tournaments just run great inbound sets, and Exhibit A right there for Gaddis, find her right underneath the bucket. And you know what else you see? You see a lot of fouls on those inbounds plays as well when you execute them well.
Misses the and one opportunity, but they get the offensive rebound, and a holding call going to go against Fairview. That's just not blocking out.
Yeah, got beat to the basketball, and right now Northeast is trying to fix what they couldn't get right a season ago in close out Fairview.
Well, Fairview's digging themselves a hole. Sadie Mason picked up her 4th personal foul. Emily Martins just picked up her 4th personal foul. And Peyton Van Meter has 3. 16 fouls on Fairview now in the half. Rest of the way, the Lady Vikings will be shooting free throws.
Yeah, it makes life pretty difficult.
3 attempt on the way. No good. got to think Coach Perry getting Reed back in the lineup. 5:40 left to play. His girls up by 11. Long shot for three, way outside, no good. Picked up, and here comes the break. Williams gets the pass from Reed, goes in, laid it up short, no good.
Nice step through.
Throws the basketball along the sideline, and coach wants to take a timeout on the floor. Mike Barton is 8th ranked. Fairview Lady Jackets made it all the way up to the final ranking of number 3. 3 state titles in 67, 74, and right here last year. The only state title for the Northeast girls came back in 1979. Playing for the berth in the state championship. And they'll take on either Dale or Alva. Whoever wins this game will take on the winner of that Dale-Alva matchup. That'll be 6 o'clock tonight right here on the Hub. Thanks to everybody tuning in today. And I know if you want to tell us where you're listening from, you can hit me up. My Twitter handle is Steve R. Marshall. And we would love to hear from you, where you are watching from today and who you are watching on the High School Hub. This is game 3 of 8 today with the marathon session going on. 5:07 left to play. It's Northeast on top of Fairview, 41-30. Everybody having a good time at the big house. Here we go. Fairview basketball. They're down by 11 points. Let's see what Coach Mike Barton told his youngsters.
Jackets fans will be having an even better time at the big house if they can mount a comeback here late in this one.
Mason from way outside. 3-ball.
Wow. From way downtown, Mason able to step into that shot, spot up, and can the three-pointer.
8-point lead. And a tie basketball. Fairview will get it. Here we go. And Coach Londero Perry wants a timeout. I'd like to be a little bird hearing what's going on in that huddle right now.
Yeah, it would have been fun to listen to either of these last 2 huddles. Be fun to hear what Coach Barton is telling his girls, and obviously Coach Perry here. Coach Perry probably saying, hey, close out on these shooters. I know it's from, he's telling them, I know it's from Fairview where they're launching it up from, but please get out there and put a hand up.
Tulsa Memorial, Lawton MacArthur, 5A boys semifinal matchup. Memorial and Mac all tied up at 34 apiece. Northeast basketball. Still a long way to go in this one. Besides the 8-point advantage, the fact that Northeast has the possession arrow and will be shooting 1-1 the rest of the way also in their favor. Long 3 on the way again. This one skips off. No good. Edwards goes around the defender.
That would have been a huge triple.
Yes, it would have. As they say, that would have changed everything. Under 4 minutes to go. Semifinal matchup. Edwards, great pass to Aiken inside. Puts it off the glass and good for 2.
Yep, great dish. Looking down low for Aikens, and that's a big bucket.
Back to a 10-point lead. And that's going to be a backcourt violation. 3:40 left to play. Northeast basketball. earlier this season, one of the young freshmen on this Lady Viking team who suffered from asthma, collapsed, and ended up dying.
Wow.
And they wear some gray ribbon in their hair or somewhere on their jersey and socks, and in memory of her. Nice basket there. Up and good by Gaddis. It's back to a 12-point lead, the biggest lead of the contest right now with 3:10 to play.
Nearly thrown away. Fortunate to keep that, but we've seen that a couple times. Northeast has just been a little more aggressive trying to get the basketball back and winning 50-50 balls, creating steals. They've been 12 points the better team for sure here this afternoon.
So much quickness. That has helped them out so many times.
They had a chip on their shoulders, Steve.
Unfinished business. Williams is going to pull up and shoot. Shot is partially blocked. And they're going to say it's out of bounds, and it will be Fairview basketball. 2:37 to play.
Don't tune out just yet, because Fairview's not just going to say die. So let's see what they can dial up here.
Well, they have on their side the fact that, hey, we did it last year, we can do it again. Mason drives, puts up a tough shot, whistle foul. I don't know if it was on the floor or shooting foul.
Not a bad way to get a rally started from the free throw line, and especially for Fairview with just 4 team fouls now on Northeast. They would certainly like to see that number get up into a bonus situation, because Northeast is in a 1-and-1 the rest of the way until it would reach a double bonus.
2:23 to play at the free throw line. Olivia Mason, 17 points on the afternoon. And gets the free throw to go. 45-35. 10-point lead. Giona Edwards and Lanicia Williams. Baseline, shot on the way, no good. Skips off long. Akins will run it down. Get it to Edwards, and we go under 2 minutes to play. Edwards is so good on the dribble.
So quick.
And a whistle and a foul. That's going to be on number 14, Peyton Van Meter. That will be her 4th. So now 3 Lady Jackets with 4 personal fouls. And this is where they lost it last year at the free throw line. This is where they want to make amends. Williams goes to the stripe. 10 points in the first half, has not scored here in the second half. Free throw swish is good. But just because you knock off the defending champion doesn't mean you've got a cakewalk in the finals, because number 2 and number 4 are waiting to play each other to see if they can stop this unbeaten Northeast Lady Viking squad. Missed the second, 46-35. Tied up in the backcourt.
I totally agree with you, Steve, but I will say this, mentally, this has to be a big hurdle that Northeast would be able to overcome. Don't you agree?
I would, but then I also think, that you get the thought that, hey, we beat the team that beat us last year.
Right. Can't get complacent. Very good point.
So you got it both ways. I get you.
Sure.
Timeout on the floor. Minute 34 left to go. Northeast on top of Fairview, 46-35. We're going to give Josh Helmer a break for the 4th game because he has 4 more to do tonight. Bill Huddleston will join us on the call for the next contest here. And Josh will go out and get everybody pizza. Good job.
I don't know about that. Are you giving me $30 to go get the pizza?
Absolutely. Get it from the big boss up there.
Okay.
Great time at the Big House. Certainly have enjoyed last weekend. So much fun watching the A and B boys and girls, and here this week, the 2A through 4A at the Big House and the 5A and 6A up in Tulsa. So glad to bring you all the quarterfinal and semifinal action right here on the Cox High School Hub. Fairview basketball, and they need a 3 or at least a bucket right here on this possession. Mason says, I'll give it a go. Misses. Sister rebounds. Tried to dump in the middle, and a foul is going to be called on Akins. 1:28 left to go. 11-point lead for Northeast. Tulsa Memorial leads MAC 38-34 as they head to the 4th quarter up in Tulsa. Long 3 on the way, in and out. Tipped. Gathered back. Jump ball called, and it's Northeast basketball with 1:15 to play.
Once again, outstanding defense inside. Just keeping those arms going straight up. That's just textbook defense inside. Force the jump ball.
1:15 to go. You can bet that Fairview is going to foul as soon as they can. Williams catches the pass. She's got to catch the ball handler. Loose basketball. Great job to keep it alive. Now they foul Edwards, and she'll go to the free throw line with 1:04 to play. Edwards to the free throw line, has 11 on the afternoon. Trying to put this thing away for the Northeast Lady Vikings.
Of course, we'll figure out who their championship opponent would be later tonight between number 2 Dale and number 4 Alva. That game slated for a 6 p.m. start right here on the Cox High School Hub.
First free throw is up and good. 47-35. 1:04 left to go. Up off the bench and ready to check back in, number 24, Jalen Coleman. Edwards misses the second free throw. Mason. Van Meter. Double teamed. Gets Mason going to the basket, and Edwards with another steal. Not only is she that quick, she has great knowledge of the game.
Great instincts. Great instincts. Nose for the basketball.
Absolutely. Well, foul called, and Edwards will go to the free throw line now with 48 seconds left. A 12-point lead for the Northeast Lady Vikings and their fans. Again, anticipate what looks to be a sure victory for the Lady Vikings. And with the victory, they would move to 29-0 and could cap off a perfect 30-0 season, but it won't be easy tomorrow, whoever they play. Edwards at the stripe, misses the first, will get a second. You can bet coach and team are both very happy that they're missing free throws this year, but leading by 12.
Yeah, it makes it a little easier for sure.
And the next one rolls in good.
Ultimately, Steve just got off to such hot shooting start in that first quarter. First quarter scored 21 points in that first period of play, 26 points since, and things slowed down offensively both ways, but certainly that hot start shooting was a big factor in this one.
35 seconds left. Van Meter for three. No. Tipped. Loose. Northeast had it. Coleman gets it, and a foul called, and back to the other end of the floor to shoot 2 free throws. Don't forget, coming up next, it'll be a 4A boys matchup. Number 1, Roland, and number 8, McLean. Roland got an easy victory in the opening round. McLean beating Anadarko, holding them off at the very end in a very tight matchup. Free throw up and good from Coleman. McLean actually had to play Monday to get into the state tournament. (48-35). That's the biggest lead of the contest. Coleman misses the second. That'll be a traveling call. As catching the basketball, and as soon as she turned, the defender was right there. Peyton Van Meter, nowhere to go, is called for the travel. Substitution coming in as Danielle Geddes goes to the bench.
Steve, that play kind of epitomizes this one. Northeast just right spot, right time, a little more want to, if you will say, a little more hustle. They came up with the 50-50 balls and made the big-time shots in this one, and as a result, Northeast going to head back to the state championship. Will await their opponent between Dale and Alva. We'll figure that one out again later on this evening.
17 seconds left. Great job this afternoon by the Lady Vikings. For Fairview, well, they won it all last year, made it to the semis this year. They'll be losing Olivia Mason, their senior leader. But most of the rest of the cast appears to be coming back for Fairview. "17 seconds left. Northeast basketball. Taking care of the inbounds. Number 21 is Kiersa Fales, young freshman. And now the music is stuck. Yeah, Charlie got it taken care of over there.
Very nice, Charlie.
Edwards in the backcourt. Gets through the defense. Pitches to Akins underneath, and if it wasn't sealed already, that certainly did. Makes it a 16-point lead now for Northeast. The final seconds tip off. 3-ball in the air, no good. And Northeast does it in convincing fashion as they win this afternoon and advance to the state championships in girls 2A basketball with a resounding 51-35 victory over the defending champion Fairview Lady Jackets. Don't forget, we'll have Rowland and McLean coming up 4A boys semifinal action in just about 15 minutes right here on the High School Hub. For my partner Josh Helmer, I'm Steve Marshall. We'll see you in a few.